Hey y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Happy Christmas Eve. Um, my light is doing something weird today. Y'all forgive me. Oh, why does it seem like I'm in the dark? Like for real. I hope y'all can see me. Hey, how y'all doing? Come and say hi so I can know y'all here. Um, Let me just share how I normally do. Give me a second to do that. Give me a second. Give me a second. Hey, how have you guys been? Like, come on, like talk to me. I know somebody's on here. See, I always have this slight delay thinking that nobody's here, but I know that I see people um talking. I mean that come on. So that means that you you're on. Okay. Well, so that can't happen. So let me know when you're in here so I can know. Mm-mm. No, that didn't work. Okay. Anybody here yet? I think I see somebody. Can you just say hi so I can know y'all see me? And then I'm gonna start because I'm not gonna be on here long at all. Hey JC, thanks for jumping on. I'll be so happy y'all take some time out y'all day to come and jump on and say what's up with me. It makes me feel special. It really does. Um, Let me go ahead and put my topic up here. Um, okay. All right. Not really my topic. Here we go. All right. How y'all doing? Literally, I wanted to talk. I know, JC. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't messing up because I was trying to do something different. I be trying to do stuff all the time. I did want to talk today a little bit. I know y'all probably thought, oh, it's Christmas Eve. I just assumed you wouldn't be on here. Well, let me tell you something. I'm not going to be on all next week. Announcement: Paris Johnson will not be on all next week. I am taking a week to myself to just regroup and to just really get back to me. So honestly, I feel like it's time. I'll just take I'm gonna just take a break. And I hope you guys are okay with that. I really want to make sure that I'm rejuvenated and ready for the new year. So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna be off. So no live next Tuesday and no live next Thursday. So I definitely wanted to come on today and just kind of do. I mean, I know it's Christmas Eve. I'm going to spend some time with my family too, but I definitely wanted to come on and be with you guys a little bit. And so I said, well, what can I talk about since I won't be here for New Year's Eve? And see, I won't be here for next week. And I know the holidays are coming up. And I told you guys I would talk about the holidays the whole time I was here. So I figured that it would be good for me to talk. Talk to me. Sorry. I thought it would be good for me to talk about the new year, like about how we feel about it, right? A lot of people make New Year's resolutions. A lot of people make, or you know, a lot of people have been talking about 2020 and how horrible it's been, and about how they just wish this year was over, hurry up and get over with. And I know everybody has had a lot of. This has been a rough year for a lot of people, a really rough year for a lot of people. So definitely want to talk about what that looks like for you, what that means to you, and how can you use whatever that looks like for you to shape your next year. And I know you're thinking like, well, Paris, here you go again, being overly like, what do you want to say? Overly optimistic about this. Corona happened. A lot of people that I loved are not here anymore, or they're just not. I lost my job. Maybe I'm suffering with mental health. It's really triggered me. I have a lot of anxiety. I have a lot of just just this year's been hard. Can I just say that? It could just be this year's been hard for you. And I want to say I'm not trying to take that away from anyone, right? I absolutely know it's been hard for a lot of people. I know it's been one of the hardest years to date for some people. But just like we can't control what happens to us and around us, what we can control is how we react. And it doesn't mean to say that we won't have a bad reaction from time to time. It doesn't mean to say that we won't give out from time to time. It doesn't mean that we won't like feel like giving up from time to time. The difference is, regardless of what you feel, how do you show up? Because the only option is to either show up and work it out, or to not show up. And to not show up means that you literally give up and you're not here anymore. And we don't want that, right? Remember we talk about zombies? I talk about zombies all the time, and I want you to know what my definition of zombies is. A zombie is a person that is alive, but is pretty much dead. They're walking around, they're existing, but they're emotionally dead. And that's a lot of people that walk around like that, unfortunately. It's no laughing matter. It's really actually sad. And I see a lot of people like that. Remember I tell you about my whole I was about to say Mike Vick, but no, about Marshawn Lynch. And he says, I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm just here, I don't get fined. And people show up, like, I know it's a joke, but people show up in life like that. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Or, they use the word, I'm just adulting. I'm just here. I'm just doing what I have to do. And what type of life is it that you live where you're just trying to barely survive and you're just existing? I know sometimes you have hard moments and that's what you have to do in that moment, but there's a difference between a moment and a cycle. Sometimes it feels like your people are in continuous cycles of just back to back stuff, right? Back to back, failures, back to back disappointments, back to back letdowns. Just horrible things, back-to-back deaths in the family or close to you. And it just feels like it just won't end. And so what I like to talk about is just what happens when you come out of a hard season. What happens when you're in a season when everything around you feels like death and destruction? How do you survive that? And let's even talk about survivor's grief, right? That's a real whole thing. Like, there are people who legitimately like, oh my God, I'm okay. And they were not okay. And they feel bad for being okay. And I get that. They almost feel like I wish they would have just took me. That's a whole thing to deal with. And it actually goes quite deep. But what I want to talk about is just acknowledging those feelings. It's not like you don't have to gloss over them like they didn't happen. You don't have to pretend like you're okay. I'm not asking you to do that either. You need to feel. I'm 100% advocate of feeling everything. Like, remember we talked about it? You need to allow yourself to feel it. Then you need to go ahead and try to process it. Then after you process it, you have to release it. Okay? Because if you keep that stuff in you, it will do unmanageable damage to you, your emotional self, your mental self, your physical self, the career version of you. Remember what I tell you guys, mental health shows up in every part of your life. You don't think it does. Like, to you guys, you're like, oh, well, this doesn't affect that, and that doesn't affect this. And you compartmentalize things where with mental health it's not possible, because the brain is the epicenter. It controls everything. And you have so many memories up here. You have so many thoughts. Your thought life is important. All those things that you keep, it really does shape how you move. It shape what you do. It shape how you go about your life. So as much as you guys might feel like you're tired of hearing about this, I'm telling you, this is legitimately a very important topic, because once you start to address this part of you, it's almost like it's that part that's like the core. Once you start to address that central part of you here, then it's like healing from the inside to the out. Legitimately, like you legitimately come from the inside, and it flourishes. I used to tell people, how y'all, back in the day, your parents tell you to clean, you don't want to clean, so you just hurry up, wipe something down. I used to call that surface cleaning, right? And you didn't scrub anything, you didn't really get down there, you didn't really put soap on it, you just hurry up and take up a towel, it could be a moldy towel, whatever, you just wipe over it so she can stop talking to you. But then you get to a point where you realize that, okay, that didn't really do anything. Matter of fact, if it did anything, it made it stink. It made it look, half worse. And then you didn't really get anything accomplished. And that's what a lot of people do figuratively. That's what a lot of people do figuratively. They do not work on the problem that's in the core, that's deep down. They don't address those issues that's deep down, and they just wipe and they smudge dirt and bacteria all over the thing that is called their life, and they pretend like they cleaned it, and they really didn't. We don't have time for that. Not going to 2021. I know a lot of you guys say you want to throw away 2020, but I tell you, listen, we have a few days left. Today's the 24th. I dare you to dig your heels in. I don't care how 2020 has been to you. I don't care how much heartbrokenness it has dealt to you. I'm not being insensitive. Trust me, I'm not. If you're still grieving for some reason, go for it. Like if you have some family member, I give my deepest condolences to you. Understand. But if that's not something that's your reality right now, and you literally just don't like the fact that you're in the house, you don't like the fact that you can't go out, can't travel, all that stuff, let's talk about it. Corona happened. Black Lives Matter. Breonna Taylor, it happened. The presidency happened. The whole election, it happened. Some ugly things happened. What happened earlier in the year? Y'all gonna get me for telling you about this person's name. Hey, Raven girl. What else happened? I'm gonna say his name wrong. Who passed away in January? Y'all gonna get me. Kobe Bryant. I'm so sorry, guys. I was about to say LeBron. Okay. Kobe Bryant passed away in January. We had some heavy hitters that left this year. Some heavy hitters. And it's not fair and it's not cool. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, hey, Sean, hey, Kim, how are you, huh? Hey, girl, thank you about these glasses. I'm glad y'all like it. It's Zelo. I think that's the name of the site. But yeah. It's some stuff that happened that really caused a lot of people to shake them, to shake their hope, their faith, just shake them at the core. And I understand. I get it. But you don't get to let that stuff sit on the surface forever. Like, it's okay to maybe say, I don't feel like dealing with it for a while, and let it sit there for a minute. But it gets to a point where it's sitting there and you don't allow it to process. It's almost like, okay, here, y'all know I love my metaphors, right? Here we go. Let's talk about it. What happens if you tell your kid to go into the shower and, wash their body, right? If you just go and squirt some body wash on there and just rinse it off, I guarantee you're not clean. You're just not. You're not clean. You're not clean. So if you do that as a grown person, shame on you. So what it means is, hey sis, how are you? Love you. What it means is that you have to, that thing, when you squirt that body soap or the body wash on your skin, you have to let it sink into your skin. And then sometimes you even have to massage it in and then cause some friction. Come on, go with me here, y'all. I hope you get the analogy here. Go with me. Like, you have to literally rub it in and get to the point where you working that thing in, because it now has to get through the surface level. I know I was going somewhere with this, and get skin deep, right? And guess what we do a lot? We take things that go on in our life and we let it sit on top and never let it process. We literally let it sit there. We don't allow it to, the application to sink in. We don't actually work through it. We let that thing sit there, and we're not doing anything to fix it. We just sit there and it's not doing anything. And then when you rinse it off, then guess what? It didn't really go anywhere. That thing is still there. That thing still caused damage. You legitimately have to let that thing process and then release it. So what happens? Once you scrub the body wash in, what else you have to do? Rinse it off. Rinse it off. Yes, that thing has scrubbing thing. It was supposed to work in there, and I get it. And sometimes if you scrub it, the exfoliant stuff in there, you got those little beads sometimes, and it hurts a little bit, but that's okay. You got to do it. And sometimes, like, I don't know about y'all, my skin is really sensitive. So like, even if I'm doing this, this hurts a little bit, right? This hurts, just so y'all know. Like that's how sensitive I am. For y'all who don't really believe I'm tender-headed, that's how I am. Like, that hurts a little bit, right? Me just doing that, okay? So like, imagine what if I had the exfoliating stuff in there. Imagine if I had a little scrub brush on there. It's just, I'm working that stuff in. And guess what? Once I do that, it's not done with. I still have to rinse it off. That's how processing happens. When you go through something, you let that thing happen, let it sit for a second. It's okay. You can't even deal with it at first, right? For the first moment it happens, okay, you got to let it to kind of just, give me a second so I can get myself together to process it. Then you have to eventually go and process that thing. Yeah, we cannot go into 2021. We can't go into 2021 willfully broken, willfully bleeding on everybody. It's time out to talk about all the wounds. It's time out to talk about all the things that happened to you. It's time out for talking about your childhood. It's time for talking out to the people that have been wrong to you. It's time out for talking about how Corona has affected you. It's time out about your job and how you hate it. It's time out for all of it. You know why? Because if you don't go through the process and you just let that thing sit there, then you're not being effective. And essentially, you don't want to hear this, it's going to sound harsh. Essentially, you are then responsible for your own lack of healing. Ouch, that hurts. I want you to let that sink in for a second. And I'm sorry I had to be that harsh. You know why? Because everybody wants to go in real quick. New year, new me, let's talk about it. And they want to talk about how horrible 2020 is and throw it away. And I get it. But now once we mad at it, guess what doesn't happen? Let me get close to tell y'all what doesn't happen. Time doesn't stop. The world does not stop rotating on its orbit because of 2020. Corona did not stop the world. It didn't. And I know some of you might feel heartbroken, and I'm sorry. I know. And get whatever help you need. Y'all know how I feel about therapy. Go get whatever help you need. Absolutely get it. But to think that you get to give up and you get to not work through your stuff because it's been a rough year, Remember we talked about being emotionally courageous? You have to be emotionally courageous. You have to be the person that says, you know what, this sucks. I don't want to even touch this with a 9-foot pole, but you know what? I'm doing this not just for me. I'm doing this for my children. I'm doing this for my future children. Heck, if I don't have no children, I'm doing this for everybody around me that needs to know what it looks like to persevere and push through. And more importantly, I'm doing it for me. I want to know what it feels like to feel good. Do you know, I was talking to somebody the other day, and it's people that don't even, I think I was like, hey, somebody was like, I think somebody asked me how I was doing. I said, I'm great. And they mocked me. I remember they was like, oh, you're great? That's funny. And I said, no, it's true. I'm great. And they're like, oh, okay, well, it's just Corona and it's just this year, but well, whatever, you're great. And I said, no, I am. But I understand that, hey, that's how I feel. And I think the person said, I don't know if I've ever had a day where I actually could say great. And that made me sad. And then they went on to say, I don't know that I really could say I'm always good. And that made me think about deeper stuff. And me, I'm all trying to psychoanalyze things. And I'm like, oh my God, they're probably suffering from depression. But whatever it is, it don't even matter. I'm not trying to analyze anybody or diagnose them. I'm not. But I was just, all I told him, I said, well, I'm sorry that if you don't feel like your day is good or you're having a bad day, but I just want, I'm just going to smile and say how I pray that your day gets better and, you're loved. And he just kind of looked at me like, whatever. But it doesn't even matter. I was more concerned about his heart condition. Hear what I'm saying? I'm not telling you a whole bunch of stories about me. It's not about what this is. there are people who don't ever like kind of see the positivity of life. It's easy to highlight all the things that's wrong with this world. It's easy to highlight all the things that are wrong with your condition. It's easy to highlight all the things that's wrong with your family. It's easy to highlight everything that's bad. But when is it that you can use gratitude to shift you into your next level? Remember we talked about gratitude? I think gratitude is a powerful tool, a powerful tool to allow you to be able to go to the next level. I believe without gratitude, you can't go far in life. That's just my personal belief. I have to have somebody to prove me wrong, but I literally don't know. Like, I don't see a lot of people going far without gratitude. And you might say, well, gratitude to who? At least gratitude for where you've been. And now, don't get me wrong, there are exceptions to every rule. But generally speaking, you're not going to be like have longevity without showing gratitude to somebody, to whatever you worship, whether, it's God or the universe, whatever you want to say, legitimately, you have to use gratitude as a tool. When you can be grateful for where you're at in your life, then the better can come. It reminds me about the well, I don't want to go there. I'm gonna say the story in the Bible where it talked about the person with the one talent, the 2 talents, and the 5 talents, and about the person with the 1 talent, they buried theirs, and the person with the 2 doubled theirs, and the person with 5 doubled theirs. And it was just talking about how people are scared to use what they have. But also another thing I got from that was just how you have to be grateful for whatever you got. I have to believe the person with the 1 talent looked at the person with the 2 and the 5 and said, oh, they got more than me and I don't have as much to them, so I'm just going to bury mine and keep it to myself. And they were not content and happy with what they had. Because if they would have used what they had and said, you know what, it don't matter what they have, I'm a double mine. I'm gonna work and put that thing to work and come back with it. And they would have showed some fruit for what they had. I think it's the same with your life. If you continue to look at everybody else's life, if you continue to compare yourself to everybody else and not be grateful for what you have, no matter if you lost your job this year, no matter if you lost some family this year, no matter if you don't have the house you want, no matter if you're not a homeowner, no matter if you don't have a car, you legitimately have to find a way to be content and to be grateful and show gratitude for what you do have. The fact that if you're listening to me, 98% of you that are listening to me probably have your right mind. Now, when I say a sound mind, and that just means that you're not somebody who's so unstable that you can't operate day to day. Okay. So that's a huge deal. We take it for granted. You walk past those people on the street that have lost their mind, that that's strung out on drugs or homeless, and you just walk past them like they're nobody. And you just, you don't even think about them and say, oh, that's their own fault, this and that. You don't even know what those people's been through. And you don't know what their mind is like. And, they closed down a lot of the mental health institutions. So and I've seen some people that I know personally that are good people that have lost their mind. You don't even understand what it's like to watch that. And not even lose your mind. Let's go there. I know a lot of people who have just lost who they are. Like, they unrecognizable, like mentally and emotionally. Like, you see them and they almost don't look the same. They don't operate the same, and they've gone downhill. And it's like, what happened? You're always like, what happened? You don't know what their mental status was, their mental condition. So if nothing else, shouldn't you be grateful for being able to have a sound mind, being able to wake up and know your name? There's people just fighting with dementia every day. Short-term memory loss, it's a real thing. So that's something. If you can't find nothing else to be grateful for, come on, y'all, be grateful for that. You're not going to do well in life if you don't find a way to be grateful. So I wanted this day to be a day where we talked about reflections, whether it's good or bad. Look back at 2020, and instead of making New Year's resolutions, I don't want to talk about that. I do want to say, though, if you find a way to pour gratitude in your life and to be highlight the good things that you encounter, highlight the positive things that what's positive? What's positive is that you've been able to go to work every day. And what am I trying to say? I didn't believe I even did this. Oops. What's positive is that you've been able to go to work every day and or whatever, have school or be there with your family at home, and you've been able to keep your head above water. That's good. Round of applause. Yet you get up every day and put some clothes on. Every day. You're doing amazing. Somebody didn't wake up today. Somebody that wanted to walk couldn't walk. Somebody that was hungry couldn't eat. And I'm not trying to guilt you into feeling good about your life. I'm just trying to give you perspective. I'm trying to give perspective. I want us to be good. I want us to be good. Okay. Hey, Mom. And so I definitely just, one of the things I thought about is that instead of us doing gift exchanges, nothing wrong with a gift exchange, maybe we'll add something to it this year. Like if you're with your families, or even if you're not with your families, if you're with friends, or, however your holiday is, I would like for you to maybe write down 10 things that you're grateful for. And I know you're like, oh, we do that Thanksgiving, but not just that way. Like write down some reflections. Maybe it doesn't have to be 10 things. I want to get you thinking, and I want you to really start thinking about how, like a real look at it. And I know you're like, I don't want to look at 2020 more. Let me tell you why you have to. Let me tell you why you have to. You have to because if you allow something to happen to you and you don't go back and reevaluate that thing, like if you don't learn from the pain of a thing, if you don't realize maybe how to react better, or if you don't realize how to process or even to sort those things out, you are doing yourself a grave injustice. We just talked about the body wash on your skin. I used to tell my son, hey, make sure you wash up. He's like, I did. I'm like, You take the soap, wipe it over your body, foam it up, make sure you scrub everywhere and then rinse it off. Like I had to say that when they're kids, you have to make sure you say that. That's not to embarrass them, but that's anybody who knows. You have to say that because just putting it on your skin is not good enough. You cannot just say, I acknowledge that I had a bad moment. You also have to say, let's process this thing. Let's break it down. Let's figure out what it did to me. Let's figure out how I reacted. How did I feel about this? What triggers came from this? What things came? Did this catapult me into like a depression? Did this bring up anxiety? Did this bring up old feelings about abandonment? You have to process that thing. You don't get to just not deal with it. You don't get to pretend it didn't happen. Yeah, you can do it for a little bit, I understand. But after a while, you gotta face it. You gotta really do what you gotta do. You gotta do the work. And if you do the work, 2021 will be magical. How, Paris? How can you guarantee 2021 will be magical? You know why? Because I believe that happiness is a choice. Yep, I said it. Happiness is a choice. It's a choice. You choose every single day. You choose every single day what you want to do. You choose every single day what you want to do. You choose how you react to a thing. You choose how you show up. You choose. Kimberly, you're correct. Do the work. It's hard. Some of it is. Some of it's. I just told y'all that processing is not always easy. It's not always easy. It is necessary, though. You don't get to skip it. My son, like, I don't feel like washing. Okay, I understand. You're going to do it, though. It's necessary. You don't get to not show up for yourself. You don't get to not show up for, I would say show up for your family, but I don't believe in that. And I'm sorry, I'm different. I'm so different. I don't believe, don't show up for you, show up for your kids. Because if you don't show up for you, when your kids are not around, you're going to break down again. Show up for you. You deserve to show up for you. Don't show up for your spouse. Show up for you. You deserve to show up for you. Learn to show up for you. Because if you don't show up for you, who going to show up for you? I said a lot of yous. But y'all get what I'm talking about. For real. You got to be your own advocate. You got to care enough about you to do something better. Do something different. Do the work. If you don't process 2020 right, your 2021 is going to look similar. If you don't process 2020 right, your 2021 is going to look similar. Yeah, Corona might not be here, but the depression will be here, baby. Yeah, Corona and Black Lives Matters, all that stuff, and the election won't be here, but your anxiety will still be here if you don't process. You don't show up for you. It's time to put the work in. So no, we don't have to say we don't have to put the New Year's resolutions together. I am about speaking affirmations. I am about speaking positivity. I am about making plans. I believe all of that, vision boards, all that stuff is absolutely necessary. However, that stuff is fraudulent if you don't do the inner work. I'm sorry. Y'all, Paris Johnson said that if you go ahead and make 12 vision boards, but you don't do the work inside, none of it's going to manifest. Sorry. If you do 12 New Year's resolutions, but you don't do the work inside to not be depressed and deal with the anxiety, or at least start working on it, it is not going to matter. You can say all the affirmations that you want to if you don't believe it. I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer. I'm not. And some people say, fake it till you make it. I believe it. You fake it till you make it. Speak positivity until you believe it. Remember I say, okay, you are enough. I do believe that. You can say that. But I want you to work on the inner person too. You cannot, so many times we say things because everybody else is saying it. So many times we do things because everybody else is doing it. You got people out here, remember we talked about the gifts? You're sitting here and you're buying $1,000 worth of gifts because you just want to be loved and you want them to love you and you want to show that you love them, but you are dying on the inside. That's not okay, and it doesn't fix you. I say, don't do all that and do what feels good to you for the moment and figure out the rest. Y'all hear about my other analogy about the plane. When you got the face mask on, they always tell you, I used to always think it was selfish when they said that, but they said, put your face mask on first. And when the oxygen comes down, put yours on first, because you have to save yourself before you can help the next person. And I got it after a while, because guess what? If I don't put mine on, I'm going to run out of air and then I won't properly be able to fully help you. And then we both gonna die. So I got to help me before I can help you. I love y'all for real though. I really do. I'm not trying to come hard, but I want to let y'all know you cannot throw 2020 away. We got 7 days. Be found in gratitude. Be present. Here's a challenge. Since y'all like challenges, for the next 7 days, be present. Show up every single day in your life in gratitude. Show up and write something down each day that makes you feel good. Something that you have that you're blessed about. Something that you're looking forward to, whatever you need to do. And then if you have some hurts, write these hurts out, express them, feel them. If you don't know how to do that by yourself, get with some friends that you believe that really have your best interest in mind, some family members. And if you don't have that, get a therapist. Y'all know how I feel about that. And again, I don't want to hear the excuse that I don't have money for therapy. There are some cheap or free resources, because guess what? Everybody needs them right now. And heck, if you don't have it, you can just reach out to me. I'm no therapist, but I can listen. If I don't do nothing else, I'll listen to you. There's people that are not waking up tomorrow because they took their life. I don't want anybody to feel like they don't have anything and that nobody cares. There's somebody that you can talk to. I promise you it's not as bad as it feels. So let's show up. I want you to show up for you every day for the next 7 days. In this year, in reflection. In this year, being able to look at what you did survive. In this year, and look at the things that you did well. In this year, and figure out what things you learned about yourself. Do a project on you. Who are you? What did you do? How great are you? Do an autobiography. Who the heck are you? If somebody wanted to know what you were about, what do you think you are? Are you a kind person? Are you a fair person? Are you somebody that seeks justice? Are you somebody that, helps out the less fortunate? Are you somebody that's creative? Are you somebody who is hardworking? Are you somebody that is affectionate? You got good qualities. You do. You just don't give yourself enough credit. So that's your homework for the end of the year. Reflections. I dare you, if you're with your family tomorrow, why don't you guys start telling each other things you love about each other? Start talking to each other about the things that you want to do together, things you want to experience together. Have this, if this year has taught you nothing else, hasn't it taught you that time is a currency? That's the only currency, really. Time is all you have. And so you cannot take it for granted any longer. You don't get the right. Things that you've been wanting to do, you need to start doing them. Things you want to say, you need to just say them. I don't like to say it's short. I don't believe life is short. I will say time is precious. Time does not stop, no matter if you stop. And you need to respect time. That's what I'm going to say. It's not too late to ever get it right. It's not too late to ever start over. It's not too late to live authentically. So you can choose each day. You have a choice. You absolutely have a choice. You don't think you have a choice, but you have a choice. So that's what I want to talk about. And then in the new year, 2021, it's going to be everything you want it to be. Why? Because you made a decision to clean up the inside. You know, y'all do the spring cleaning, y'all do the fall cleaning, y'all do all that stuff. But what about the internal stuff? When the last time you opened that drawer up and dust out that closet? When the last time you did that? Y'all got some webs in there. Y'all got some scary stuff in there. There's some skeletons that you didn't talk about. You know how sometime in that family, we don't want to talk about that old stuff. Oh, don't bring that up. That's a deep, dark family secret. We don't want to talk about that. It's time to open them closets up and talk about the stuff. Stuff has been holding on. People have been holding on to stuff for years and years and years that's been holding them back and not allowing them to live authentically and live their full life. It's time to do the work. It's only going to help you. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Yes. I told you I was talking about the holidays. So I hope that helped you guys. Please share. Please share. Share to your whoever you might think that can use this, or just share on your page. You'd be surprised if this can help one person. Yeah, all we're trying to do is help at least one person. And then if we help another person the next day, that's great. That's all I want. I want to help a person. I think it's a lot more than one person, but I just want to help at least one. If I can help one person every time I come on here, man, life is good. That's the goal. That's the goal. That's the whole goal. I don't care if one person show up. I don't care if 0 people show up and somebody catches the replay and it's done something for them to make them hold on a little bit longer than I've done what I need to do. And that's it. That's all. Okay. So, I told you guys I was doing another t-shirt giveaway today. Yes, I am. So I'm going to do it really quick. Before I do that, please, anybody that's still here, okay, you got to be present and you have to actually type. Sorry, you got to participate. You have to do that. So if you're on the live right now, type I am here. Please, I will give you guys about a minute or two to do that. But while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and say my normal, I believe that you guys are enough. And I'm going to say it every single day until you believe it yourself. I promise I am, because you need to hear it, because once you believe it and once it sinks in, you'll start to act like it. And then you'll realize that that job promotion that you should act for, you're going to believe it because you're going to go for that job you wanted to go for. You're going to believe it because you're going to speak up and say something to that person you've been really intimidated about. You're going to believe it because you're going to go out there and try to make new friends and realize you deserve love. You're going to believe it by speaking up for yourself and trying new things and actually going that new path in life. Because it just starts with one thought. And usually the thought is that you are enough and you're worthy of good things. And that you're not a mess up and you're not a curse and you're not the black sheep. You just need to believe that you are enough. And when you do, you can start manifesting that thing and it show up in every part of your life. So if I keep on saying it, you're going to believe it one day. That's the goal. So you are enough. You're enough to be loved by me, and you're enough to be loved by God and just everybody in your life. You do. You're worthy. You're so worthy. So I need y'all to hear that, okay? Reminder, I will not be here Tuesday and Thursday of next week. I will not be here Tuesday and Thursday of next week. I will not be back here to January. I believe that's January 5th because Monday is the 4th. I'll be back January 5th. And I will resume. So that means I won't see you for Christmas. So Merry Christmas to all of you all. I celebrate Christ. I believe he died and rose on the 3rd day. I am grateful for his son coming down to this earth. Sorry, but not sorry. I get to say it once a year. There you go. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to those that don't celebrate it. Have a great time with your family. If you are here, with your family. If you're not, get around some people, call family, get on a Zoom, whatever you need to do. Don't be depressed and alone. Find a way to connect. You don't know who to connect, send me a personal message. Well, I'll find you somebody to connect with. Y'all don't be DM me either. Do it so I can help you out. Don't sit here and talk about, I don't have anybody, and then I tell you to connect to me and you don't connect. That's going to be your fault then. Okay? And then, what I say? Yeah, so I won't be here next week. Oh, and then Happy New Year. Woo, we're going to do the fireworks. I don't have fireworks. I'm trying to find something. Let me throw it in the air. Ooh, okay, just do something in the air that should have been like fireworks. Like, woo. Y'all know I'm silly. Happy New Year, because I won't get to say it. I'll try to. I don't know if I'll be around, but if I am around, woo! Happy New Year. Okay. I gave y'all more than 2 minutes to say y'all here. I see April says she's here, and I see T. Nicole says she's here. I must give y'all, anybody else that's here. I see 5 people in the room. And I always see is people on here that don't actually say they on. And then it's like, oh, I was watching. I'm trying to tell y'all got 30 more seconds to say you are here. And then I'm going to do what I'm going to do because I don't have time to wait forever. Okay. But anyway, I hope y'all have an amazing end of this year. I hope you do. I'm wishing you all the joy, all the peace, all the happiness, all the love. I'm wishing it all for you. I believe 2021 is going to be an amazing year if you want it to be amazing. Oh, Jazz, you here? Okay, cool. All right. Well, I didn't waited my 3 minutes. I mean, 3 or 4 minutes. Raven, you here too? Okay, good. All right. So I don't even know why I did all that waiting. I'm picking 2 people at random to give 2 shirts to. Okay, and that's supposed to be my like drums. I chose T. Nicole and April Linder. Congratulations, ladies. Thank you for like tuning in. You guys are amazing. Everybody's amazing. Thank you all for tuning in for this whole year. You didn't have to. I appreciate you. I appreciate you lending your ear to me because, you don't have to. It's a lot of people out here talking, but I'm grateful if you can get anything. I'm just grateful y'all rock with me the whole year. This is the least I can do. And for April and for T. Nicole, if you don't know what I do, I provide shirts. I am selling these shirts that say I am enough. No, you are enough. And then another shirt that says embrace the peculiar. Please go on my website, www.parispjohnson.com, if you want to see what the shirts look like. I also have all these flyers. So if you're not sure, inbox me, ladies, both of you. Please inbox me the address, the size, what shirt you want and the size, and I will send those to you all. Okay. And that's going to be my Merry Christmas to you all. Thank you all for coming in. I appreciate you. Okay, I really do love y'all. And I just really I don't know. I'm super grateful to have y'all here. Y'all are my internet family, but I promise you, besides my sister, my cousin, I know them and they're my real family. But y'all, the rest of y'all, I really, really appreciate y'all. I do. I hope you don't take that for granted. And anybody that's watching the replay, please type in replay so I know you're watching. Oh, and for everybody else, go on to www.parispjohnson.com because my shirts are buy one, get one free. So if you wanted to give somebody, don't care that it's like after Christmas, they gonna want it anywhere or not. Your nieces, your sisters, your mamas, your friends, whoever, just for you, get all 3. Okay, do what you need to do. Go ahead. Buy one, get one free. That sale is going on for a limited time. You know why I'm doing that? Because I really believe what it is. I believe that you are enough. And I believe that, guess what? If you're peculiar like I am, I know I'm peculiar. I know I'm a little bit distinctive, not crazy, not weird, a little distinctive, peculiar. Yeah, I embrace it. And I want you to embrace yours too. So I believe that, if that catches on, then we might be able to change a whole generation of people. Who knows? I'm not crazy to think that I can do that we can do that. Okay, so April and T. Nicole, please inbox me when I get off this live. Please inbox me with your, let me write y'all name down. Inbox me with your shirt size and what shirt you want, and then I will make sure I send those to you, ladies. All right, you all have an amazing, amazing Christmas Eve, all right? And the rest of the holiday. I will see y'all in the new year, okay?